My name is Christopher Smith. I am a personal injury attorney and for today negligent security attorney in Nashville, Tennessee. So fundamentally, a negligent security lawsuit is holding a property or a business accountable when a criminal activity occurs on that property. So as you can see, I'm walking right onto this property and we don't really see any gates. There are no gates. There's no security guard. Doesn't appear to be any surveillance cameras here. And those are all sorts of measures that you would want to see if you were defending a case like this. You'd want to point to the adequate measures that were taken. Doesn't appear to be any measures taken on this particular property. Now, it doesn't mean that this place is inherently not secure, or that if anything happens here, the facility will automatically be liable. But these are things you could point to if you were making a claim. This is an apartment complex, it's residential, so typically a landlord owes a duty of care to his or her tenant to provide adequate accommodations, and they're viewed as what's called a special relationship under the law, the relationship between landlord and tenant that gives rise to a duty of a landlord to provide safe accommodations. Another sort of duty that arises is the duty of a business to its customers. Tennessee law doesn't adhere to the old school distinction between licensee and invitee. The question is really just, is it foreseeable that a particular person would be on the property, and is the crime itself foreseeable? So to analyze that question, you really have to get into what sort of prior crimes have occurred on this property. And that takes some investigation, and that's the kind of thing we do. As I'm looking around here again, no gates, no cameras, no posting, no security of any kind. Just a pretty open kind of motel style apartment complex. So again, you'd want to look at what's happened here before to analyze that question of whether the property owner could be liable for a crime that takes place here. Now, another major issue in these cases is the question of what's called causation. And you're always going to have the defense when you make a negligent security claim that it's just some really brazen criminal actor who took some wild action, robbery, assault, murder, whatever it is, and that security or fencing or surveillance or gates or this sort of thing wouldn't have made any difference. It's a very fact-intensive kind of question. And I'll give you an example. We had a case where, sort of like this right here, somebody drove right onto a property and the plaintiffs were just standing there, and very quickly the assailants got out of the vehicle, the perpetrators, and shot our plaintiffs. It occurred very close to the property line. It occurred very quickly. And in that scenario, it's sort of tough to say that if you had these security measures, they would have made a difference. Contrast that with a scenario where, say, a criminal actor pulls onto the parking lot and waits for 30 minutes for the victim to appear and for the opportunity to arise. That's a scenario where you really could make a pretty good claim that a security guard or all these protective measures would have made a difference, would have prevented the crime from occurring. Because fundamentally, you've got three ingredients for crime. You've got the criminal actor, you've got the vulnerable victim, and then you've got the absence of a capable guardian. And that's sort of a major piece of this. That's what the negligent security lawsuit focuses on, is the absence of the capable guardian. So I hope that helps. That's kind of an overview of what you might look at and want to be focused on if you're thinking about bringing a negligent security lawsuit.